Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy The Real Weeb, and we are back for another video, and today we are looking at JJK chapter 265 spoilers and leaks. Now, before we get into this video, if you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and like button down below, and let me know what you guys think of this chapter, and let's just get straight into this. So, for this leak, nothing too much has happened in this chapter. It's mostly just a freaking yap chapter between Yuji and Sukuna getting to know each other a bit better, and the title of this chapter is called That Day. So, the chapter starts off with Yuji and Sukuna just in the station as we left off, and they're both strolling through the city, and Sukuna realizes what's happening with them, and a rare phenomenon when Yuji connects with the sorcerer during a battle. Sukuna asks if this is Yuji's domain, and Yuji says he just wants to talk with Sukuna for a bit. Sukuna says, "What is this? Is this really your domain?" Yuji then tells him to shut up and that he was desperate, so he doesn't even know where they are or what type of place they're in right now. He doesn't even know his own domain and what it can do to Sukuna. Yuji then says that he wanted to talk to Sukuna for a bit, so he just wants to talk, get to know what's the problem and everything. And as they're talking, they go through an underground passage as Yuji starts narrating Sukuna about his whole entire childhood, where he was born, the place he lived or grew up in, where he lived. He said he was born in Sendai, but he lived around here when he was 6 or 7 years old until he moved back to Sendai because of his grandpa's work, which is where he's been all this time, just working with his grandpa up until his death. Uji then proceeds to talk about his life all the way back. Then he says that he came back after 10 years to attend my grandpa's friend's funeral. I want to say there was a huge drop in the population, but I was still surprised. I wonder if that guy would have came to attend the funeral if my grandpa have died first. I dropped my slime in the sand here, so I tried to wash it in the sink. I cried when it went all in the drain, says Yuji. Yuji then proceeds to talk about a park that he used to play when he was a little kid. He says, all the play equipment is gone, but when I got my leg stuck in the swing, I thought I was gonna die, but it can't be helped, I guess, as him and Sukuna just starts strolling around. He's just reminiscing about his child life, just as him as a kid where he used to play. So he's just going down memory lane and he's just taking Sukuna along with him, even though Sukuna looks like he's just not interested at all in what Yuji's talking about, and he just wants to get this over with. As they are both strolling around, Yuji then spots a flower and says, "Hey, it's a Asago flower." Sukuna then replies saying, "It's a Jasi flower, you moron." Hey, I know that it was just a careless miss. Yuji then proceeds to say that what he noticed that once he moved to Sendai, there were barely of these flowers growing a lot around here. I wonder who decides the type of street trees that these flowers grow around. He said to Sukuna, "I didn't know you would know what these flowers are," considering that Sukuna gave him a valid reply to that. When Yuji asks how did he know about the flowers, Sukuna says it's probably from Megumi's memories. Yuji then realizes that since Sukuna must know about all these places since he was in Yuji's body, since Sukuna was once in Yuji's body before, Sukuna then rebukes him by saying that it's a waste to read useless memories. Yuji then takes Sukuna to catch some crawfish, with Yuji saying, "Here, you try to catch them as well." Or, the strongest sorcerer can't even catch a crawfish, is what Yuji tells Sukuna. Sukuna then tells him to shut up. Yuji and Sukuna are both done with fishing, and on the way back, Sukuna catches one, but they start to fight about who caught a better crawfish. Sukuna says yours is smaller, and Yuji proceeds to say that his is an American crawfish. Mine's a Japanese one, which makes it way more rarer. And I don't even know what is even happening anymore. I mean, Yuji and Sukuna fighting over who caught a better crawfish at this point. Like, this is Jujutsu Kaisen right now. Like, this is our Jujutsu Kaisen right now. This is crazy. Yuji then proceeds to talk about this apartment store which opened up when he was about 5 years old. He says that all the independent stores went out of business thanks to it. I'm sad that the shopping district became shattered, but I forgave them because there's a movie theater above here. Yuji then proceeds to say it's an overall great countryside, but if you move away a bit from a city, there's a lot of green, so don't worry. Sukuna proceeds to say that he wasn't worried about anything from the start. Now this whole I don't even know what's happening right now. This is just feeling like a whole ass filler. Them just yapping and everything, just going down memory lane. Especially for Yuji, he's just reliving every single second of his childhood, and like Sukuna's just there, just thinking about what this guy's yapping about. He's probably thinking to himself, he just wants to kill Yuji. Like this guy's a demon, bro. This guy's literally a literal demon. He doesn't care about Yuji's feelings or anything. Then we see that Yuji then takes Sukuna to a field. Yuji says, "See, look, it's as everyone says, green as far as the eyes can see. I used to catch locusts as much as I can in the rice fields, but I don't see them around lately. Did the pesticides evolve or something?" Is what Yuji says to himself as we just see panels with just horses and fields and just the city as Sukuna and Yuji are just taking a look, admiring the view together. Yuji and Sukuna both stroll around for a little bit longer, and then Yuji talks about the ice cream back in the day. He says that it was super good and that he used all of his allowance on the ice cream just to eat it, but it came with a cost, which resulted in him throwing up quite a bunch. Tells Yuji that he doesn't have a brain from back then as well. Yuji then proceeds to just ignore that and say, "Hey, let's do some archery." Yuiji then talks about horses and how horses are super great. No matter how many times that he sees their head, they always seem bigger than I remember. Yuji then proceeds to talk about his grandpa, saying that my gramps used to take me to this farm from time to time. When I think of it now, he really did things for me as if he was my real parent, considering that Yuji really didn't have a father figure or a mother figure that much growing up, and that he was basically all by himself except for his grandpa, who was like the father figure or just a parent figure in his life. Yuji and Sukuna then proceed to play archery, and Sukuna shoots a perfect net 10. Yuji is just surprised at this and tells Sukuna that you're just not pretty cute at all. Of course, I am more experienced than you can ever be, says Sukuna, since Sukuna traces all the way back to the era where archery was very common and where they used to do archery all the time. This then makes Yuji think, well, that makes complete sense. Then it starts to snow, and Yuji tells Sukuna about the time when he used to shovel in the morning and how he loved drinking hot milk and tea during the winter time. Yuji then goes back in time, saying that during a Christmas, he once heard the sound of bells at night and had believed Santa truly existed. He then finds out that when he exited his house, it was only a sound of one of the chains on top of a car that was passing by. Sukuna then gets fed up of Yuji's talks and just yapping constantly over and over again. He says, "Hey, get to the point already." Yuji then says, "Fine, I think I've already showed you what I wanted to show you anyways." Sukuna just says, "It's all messy and disgusting. What are you trying to say?" Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of fed up with just like UGC yapping as well. Like, I was expecting this whole chapter to be Yuji and Sukuna just, going at it with each other. I thought we were gonna learn more about Yuji's domain and everything. So I guess we haven't learned that much about his domain. They're just wandering around, and Yuji's just basically reminiscing about his whole entire life, his past and everything. And then Sukuna's just basically there. Like, he just does not want to be there in the first place, anyways. Yuji then proceeds to talk about how he used to think till recently that understanding and fulfilling my role is what is meant to live. Yuji then thinks that when I died, fulfilling my role is what I could truly say that I died the right way, but now I feel a little different about it. Yuji then proceeds to think about Nobara, Megumi, and Gojo, and he says that your role can be really anything like walking the dog or to nurture your family. Even without such things, whether you just eat, take a shit, and sleep, or if you are bedridden with illness, with your life not connecting with anyone and leave nothing behind. Yu says that the value of a person's life lies in the fragments of memories that float somewhere, even if they are smaller than the memories that shape a person. Now, this is going crazy. Yuji is just unlocking his talk no jutsu. Bro's pulling a Naruto and just giving Sukuna just a rundown of his whole entire life, and I just have a feeling that like Yuji is just about to dog walk this guy, and he's about to go crazy and beat the shit out of Sukuna for everything he did. And he's gonna get his get back for Gojo. Is just what I'm thinking is about to happen with him. Yuji then tells Sukuna, "It's not the problem how you die. I just couldn't forgive those who act as if that value doesn't exist." Yuji says to Sukuna that he does not like him, but humans aren't tools, so it's not like our roles are determined from the beginning anyways. Whether good or bad, you can't really tell if either is truly human or not. I might be the one that's wrong, that's why I want to at least make sure that you knew about the other people whom you can't find value in besides yourself. Sukuna then stares at Yuji and proceeds to tell him that he does not feel anything at all. And then it looks like Yuji's just about to burst and he's just about to go crazy and dog walk Sukuna. But it looks like that's probably gonna happen next chapter by the way things look right now. Sukuna then tells Yuji, "Brat, I understand everything you're trying to say, and even after that, I don't feel anything at all. It's like how you accepted the decline of the city's population, saying, well, that's probably the case. So what? Showing that Sukuna just does not care at all about what Yuji's yapping about, and nothing just affects him at this point. Suddenly, Sukuna then thinks for a second, and then he realizes something. Brat, could it be that you are pitying me, saying that Yuji is pitying Sukuna, that Sukuna is just in a lose-lose situation, and no matter what Sukuna does right now, he is not able to beat Yuji at all, and that Yuji is just sympathizing Sukuna, trying to change Sukuna's mind so that Sukuna doesn't have to die at all, and that Yuji can spare Sukuna. Yuji's eyes suddenly turn hostile as he declares, "That's right, Sukuna. I have the ability to kill you right now. Release Fushiguro. If you come back to me, I'll spare your life." As Yuji just stares into the soul of Sukuna right now, on the verge of killing him if he does not listen to what Yuji has to say. Sukuna then looks at Yuji and he finally gets enraged. He is fully enraged as Yuji threatens him. "It seems like you're having a severe misunderstanding. I won't settle for just slicing you into pieces, bruh. I'll kill everyone right in front of your eyes that you care about and hold value in your entire life." It looks like it's about to go down. Sukuna looks enraged. This guy has freaking veins going across his head. We see he's entering his Yuji Sukuna mode with his eyes popping out, his devious smile. This guy is fully pissed off, and we know that our boy Yuji is not taking no for answer. He wants Megumi to be released, he wants him to be free, and he wants him back. So now it's just a matter of who wins this fight. Is Sukuna gonna slice him into pieces and just kill him everywhere? Or is Yuji really holding up something up his sleeve? And is he gonna be able to defeat Sukuna? Because I have a feeling that Yuji is saving something for last that Sukuna is unaware about, as we still don't know that much about his domain, as Yuji hasn't revealed as much as we thought he would this chapter. As the chapter ends, we see Sukuna and Yuji just staring into one another's eyes, just wanting to fight and just kill each other, and that is where the chapter ends. And Jujutsu Kaisen manga will be on break next week. This break isn't from Gigi, but the magazine itself and what JJK is serialized in. It is taking a break due to a holiday in Japan, so we will have 1 week without JJK, but don't worry, boys. I bet you the next chapter, chapter 266, is gonna go crazy. We're gonna have Yuji and Sukuna battle it out, and it will be their final showdown. Who will take it all? Will Yuji win, and will he get Fushiguro back, or will Sukuna surprise everyone and somehow be the main protagonist of the story? I guess we gotta. I guess we gotta wait for it. And there's still so many more unsolved mysteries. What happened to Toto and Hana back back in the buildings up above the ground? Before Yuji sent Sukuna into the domain expansion. We still don't even know what Yuji's trick is up his sleeve. We don't know that much about his domain expansion, so I'm guessing he's gonna go more into depth about that in chapter 266, as he doesn't want to reveal anything to Sukuna, as he just wants to clap Sukuna right away with just one shot blow without Sukuna even realizing it. But this is gonna be an intense fight, and I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that subscribe button and like button down below if you guys did like this content, and I will be uploading more of this content in the future. If you guys do enjoy this, leave a comment down below what else you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.